Howdy, folks. Welcome back. It's starting to be bright and early. It's 25 minutes past 6 o'clock in the morning, on the morning now of Tuesday, the 8th day of March. I couldn't believe it over the weekend when I heard that the so-called President of the United States, Sleepy Joe, Calamity Camilla, and from California, Calamity Camilla from California, they're talking to Venezuela for oil. Unbelievable. We just had the president of Colombia, nation of Colombia, on Worldwide Exchange a minute ago before I started this video. Venezuela, Nicolas Maduro, brutal dictator. There's one, I didn't notice, I know Southern United States, and they're wonderful people, the Colombian people. There's millions, I thought it was hundreds, there's millions of people have left in the United States from Colombia, fled for their freedom and their lives. And there's 1.8 million people. That's almost 2 million people in the relatively small nation of Colombia. And they granted them a temporary visa for 10 years so they could access the education and health system and so on. And they're very smart people. It's a great help to the nation of Colombia. And Colombia has been extremely generous. They can, a small nation, 1.8 million people. So presently, about 20% of the population of Venezuela has fled the country, and they're dealing with Nicolas Maduro. All I can say is, and I'm not being sarcastic, Mother of God, thank God that the Taliban doesn't have oil, or there's no question in my mind Sleepy Joe would negotiate with the brutal, ruthless Taliban for oil. No question whatsoever. So this is what you got when you have a bunch of fools run your country. And don't think up here in Canada you're any better off. Every time you listen to Ecology Action Centre, every time you listen to Gretchen Fitzgerald and her Sierra Club, every time you listen to that rig lobster eating, tree mansion house, jet setting, David Suzuki, every time a pipeline's shot or something's done, you're looking at high oil prices, you can thank yourself when you didn't stand up to NDP, when you put a red Tory in, like the likes of Aaron O'Toole, when you have Justin Trudeau, when you have Justin Trudeau's Deputy Prime Minister, Chrystia Freeland, when you have a Minister of Environment, so-called, who was a former senior official in Greenpeace Canada, as your Minister of Environment decides to hold back a decision for 40 days and oil off in Newfoundland. This is why you have high oil prices. The prices will fluctuate, but let me tell you, this is John Pettipas, about 28 minutes past 6 o'clock in the morning, on again bright and early, Tuesday morning, the 28th day, the 8th day, not 28th day yet, 8th day, 08, the 8th day of March 2022. You will have abnormally high oil prices as you had yesterday and today and tomorrow. Might not be exactly where they're at this week, but you're going to have well above what you're used to paying for oil prices for a long time to come till there's more supply. And I'll repeat my mantra, unless you know somebody with an extra 4 or 5 million barrels of oil and have it right now, you're going to be paying more until you stand up to Trudeau and Freeland, and NDP, and Turban Head that support NDP. Can't forget Jetmit Singh. Trudeau would not be ruling your country if Jetmit Singh wasn't backing them up. And there will be election in this country, and I suspect it's not the conventional view. I suspect there'll be federal election in this country sooner rather than later. I have no idea just when it's going to be, but it'll be sooner rather than later. And you remember at the polls, Trudeau could not do anything without Jetmit Singh. So they are Hitler and Goebbels, Hitler and Himmler. They are the henchmen together, With that, I'm going to repeat, we're lucky that the Taliban doesn't have oil, or right now Biden would have Anthony Blinken over there looking for making a deal with them to supply with some oil. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable that he should stoop so low to go to Venezuela for oil. Unbelievable. With that, I gotta go. Get a good breakfast yourself. Share the video. Certainly promote discussion. All the best. God bless. Thank you. Bye for now.